weekend means fall movie season is on its way, and to preview what blockbusters are coming up, we've got one of America's most unique film critics before he has to go back to middle school.
He is 13-year-old Emmy Award winner Jackson Murphy, a.k.a. Lights, Camera, Jackson.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You know, every time you come here, Jackson, you always impress us. There's something else you have, or someone else you met, or some other show you've been on. So recently you were in Chicago. You met one of your idols, Roger Ebert, right? You got to review some movies.
Such a great experience. Yes, I was fortunate enough to go on the Ebert Presents at the Movies show. And that was such a lot of fun. And I got to meet Roger and his wife, and they are really, really nice. And I got to go into their studio as well, and it's just great.
Don't you feel like he should be interviewing us? Like, we're guests on his show?
I just got nervous, and I didn't know why.
I know. I had the same feeling. But I'm going to do some questions. I want to talk about some of the fall films and get your thoughts. The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 1. You've seen it?
Yes, it's the new Twilight movie, and it comes out November 18th. And Bella and Edward are getting married now, and she's actually having a baby. But Jacob, in that scene, he's really mad right now. So it's the highly anticipated Part 1 to the final Twilight movie.
You're a fan of the series? You watch the series?
I've only seen the last one, Eclipse. Not a huge fan of the series, but another movie comes out that day, Happy Feet 2. I'm not really looking forward to it, so I'm actually more excited for Twilight, which is a bit of a stretch of a statement.
Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Next, I want to ask you about Footloose, because the second one is coming out.
Right.
But I don't even, do you even remember the first one? Did you watch the first Footloose?
I've just seen a little bit of the original, but of course it was with Kevin Bacon. And now it's the remake of the original Footloose. It's got Dennis Quaid and Julianne Hough in it, and Andy McDowell. Looks okay, but that one comes out in October.
Lion King 3D. Is it just the same movie? Just
It is the same movie, but in 3D, and really it's a money grab. And this is, of course, the highly successful 1994 Disney animated classic that they're bringing back in theaters for 2 weeks only in 3D.
Now, you don't know this. I spent some time with Jackson this week. Jackson's actually not a big fan of 3D because he doesn't think they do it exactly the way they should in the movies, right?
Yeah, I mostly like it for the animated sci-fi fantasy film, so hopefully this 3D in The Lion King can be okay.
Like real 3D, like coming right at you, popcorn flying everywhere, kind of 3D.
That's kind of fun, but it's used well sometimes.
But the thing about a movie like Lion King, I mean, you get new generations discovering it all along, so it's timeless.
Yeah, I guess it is, but it's kind of a scary movie. There's, death involved in this, so I'm not exactly sure why they picked this one. They were originally also going to do Beauty and the Beast, but they put that one on hold. And of course, that's my favorite film of all time, so I was really looking forward to that, but they put that on hold.
Yeah, that's how you know he really appreciates the movie. Beauty and the Beast is his favorite movie of all time.
I wouldn't have figured you was a Beauty and the Beast guy. But
I just loved it since I was young.
You struck me as like a Happy Penguins kind of guy. All right, let's move on. Happy Feet, right? The new Adam Sandler movie is coming out. Tell us about that.
Jack and Jill, and Adam Sandler plays two characters. He plays a guy named Jack and his twin sister, Jill. So Adam Sandler plays two characters in this. Yeah, it's a bit weird, and this one comes out 11/11/11, very appropriate. It looks just okay, but there's also Al Pacino's in it, and my good friend Regis Philbin has a little cameo in it, so hopefully it can be okay. But again, 11/11/11.
Name dropper.
Don't you think he's doing it? But then he goes somewhere else, and he's like, my good friend Lester Holt called me up yesterday, and he told me that I should go.
That's it. We are good friends now. This is your third appearance in this show. Hey, I love a good action film. Tell me about Real Steel.
Oh, yeah, Real Steel. This one's with Hugh Jackman, and comes out October 7th. And it's set in the future, about 10 years or so, where robots are boxing. Yeah, it's the #1 sport, and he's a promoter trying to get a new robot. So, yeah, it looks exciting. Evangeline Lilly's also in it. Could be a good fall action film.
Jackson, every time you come on, like we said, you met Roger Ebert this year. You seem to have something else, some huge accomplishment that you've sort of tackled. What's next for you? If there was someone you could meet, or if there was some show you could go on besides this one, what's next on your bucket list?
I mean, I'd love to go on more of these shows. I'm very fortunate enough to be on these shows, and I love being here, as always. A great atmosphere on these shows.
And how do you do this? Because you are in school. What grade you're in? 6th, 7th?
I'm going into 8th grade.
Going to 8th grade.
Yes.
How do you manage all this and keep up your studies?
I am still a full-time student. In fact, I go back to school in a couple of days. And at times it's a bit tricky to manage everything, but I get through it, or at least try to attempt to get through it.
Do you only review movies, or when you get like math homework, do you go, I don't like this math homework. I think I'm going to choose not to do this and instead skip to my English homework, or do you just stick to movies?
A lot of times, some nights can be a bit stressful, to be honest, but I enjoy my school. It's a great atmosphere, and it's just a lot of fun to review movies as well, but mostly the movies. Sometimes I'm like, really? Do I need to get this paper tonight? But
I have a feeling he could talk his way in and out of just about everything.
Jackson Murphy, always fun to have you on. Thanks
Thank you so much. I really quickly want to say happy birthday to my cousin Avery, who's turning 3 today. Happy birthday.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So you got an awe from the crowd. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Jackson, thanks. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages.